Hey everybody, Moo here. It has certainly been a while, has it not? Anyways, I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you are staying safe and you are in the best health possible, considering 2020 has not been kind to any of us, really. We are certainly due for an uptick here anytime now. Come on. Anyways, we got to work with what we got. And on that note, I'm here to fulfill my promise to you, which is to continue making the leaks videos while I am on my extended away from the game. First things first, though, as always, massive shout out to Tsum Luke for data mining and providing us with these assets, these images that we can amalgamate, combine, and post them all into one video. It is particularly useful to know what is coming when you're newer to the game, you have limited assets, and that is why, if you haven't already, make sure to get on that subreddit, leave them a big thank you, because it would not be possible without them. Anyways, August leaks are coming your way right now. We're getting 3 new Tsum Tsum. They're going to be the Lion King Tsum Tsum. Personally, I'm a little bit disappointed about this. I've been wanting the Marvel Tsum Tsum for quite some time, but because it's been so long since they've introduced them on the Japanese server and they have yet to come to the international server, I was actually more excited about the Queen Tsum Tsum, but we are also not getting those. If we got Queen, I might have been tempted to make a few gameplay videos, not going to lie. Anyways, what we are getting is going to be 3 new Lion King Tsum Tsum. And by new, I'm being a little bit overly optimistic. We're getting Hakuna Matata Simba, which is going to be a horizontal clearer. He's all grown up now. He grew up to be a boring horizontal clearer. Oh my, we've never seen anything like it before. Anyways, there's also Rafiki. What he does is he clears Tsum Tsum at random. That is actually something that I like very much. There's not a lot of Tsum Tsum that do that. Lumiere is always someone I applaud because of the usefulness of his ability. When he clears Tsum Tsum at random, it means you don't have to worry so much about gaps on screen, which is in fact a problem if you are playing on an Android device, since this game was initially coded and optimized for iOS. So on Android, you have to deal with things like slower refresh rates and poorer stacking of the Tsum Tsum on your gameplay area. So it's very nice to have random clears that kind of, circumvent those problems. We're also going to be getting Timon, which, his skill text is a little bit overly optimistic as well. He summons Pumbaa, and together, when you combine their chains, they will give you incredible score. Maybe if you're lucky. What you want to look for as far as score is concerned is my top 10 score earners list, which is still valid to this day because the developers of this game do not like change, apparently. So, if score is your thing, check that list out. Cinderella is going to be at the very top. We also have, the Maleficent series with Maleficent Dragon and, Dark Fairy Maleficent taking the number 2 and or 3 spot as far as score is concerned. You have Piglet up there. Make sure to check out their corresponding gameplay videos for additional tips and tricks. And then you can crush your friends on that score list every week. But Timon is not going to be doing that for you. I'm sorry to break it to you. So those are going to be the 3 new Tsum Tsum that we are getting. Lion King is always cool. They generally have awesome animations, but nothing particularly exciting. We've seen all of this before. What I am particularly curious about, maybe not curious, but excited, is what we're be getting in the select boxes. There's going to be 3 of them this week, and I hope I got the right images for them this time around. We made a little bit of a blunder, and we had to make 2 videos where there should have been only 1. But I'm confident we got the right select boxes for this round of the leaks. So, first things first, we're going to be getting a bunch of Star Wars Tsum Tsum. A lot of them have only been around twice, so if you are a collectionist and you're looking to bolster your collection, for example, Darth Maul has only been around twice, Stormtrooper only twice, Emperor Palpatine has only been twice, and of course, Jedi Luke is the best coin earner in the game. So if you're new to the game, if you're semi-new to the game, if you haven't maxed him, if you're, whatever your situation might be, he is the best coin earner in the game. And if you're looking to buy more, so like boxes and or premium boxes in general, make sure to get him. He's good at all skill levels from 1 to 6. So he's going to be doing you justice throughout your adventures and or journey, leveling him up. We've sung him praise plenty. We seem to be getting him a hell of a lot more on the international server than they are on the Japanese server. I mean, we've already gotten him like maybe 5 or 6 times in the last 2 years. That's certainly a lot more than the Japanese server. I think they've only seen him maybe once. So very, very good for us as far as that is concerned. Of course, the other Star Wars Tsum Tsum are also quite good. Emperor Palpatine is not a slouch as far as coin earnings are concerned. Yoda is very powerful, much better than Timon for score. He's one of those type of Tsum Tsum that freezes the screen, and then you can make chains in his magical time. And of course, if you save those score bubbles, when the screen clears, that score bubble multiplier is going to get applied to that. And you're going to be getting at least 20 plus million score with him. So actually Yoda is substantially more viable for score than a lot of Tsum Tsum in the game, even though he has been around for quite some time. You also have traditional Kylo Ren, who is a very, very good coin earner without booster items. I know not a lot of you may use booster items because you may not have all the coin in the world, especially if you are new to the game. And Kylo Ren is going to make farming coin for you without booster items a better reality, if I might say so. So he's definitely also a viable option if you are targeting that Star Wars Select box. R2-D2, BB-8, really fun. Darth Maul, pretty good. All the Star Wars Tsum Tsum are generally quite strong. Chewbacca's a little bit weak. Rey's a little bit weak. But that is, of course, the old school Rey. The new Rey, Jedi training Rey, it's an entirely different story, but unfortunately she's not going to be in that select box. Moving on, second select box that we want to talk about is the one that has Gaston, second best coin earner in the game. He has he might actually be challenging Jedi Luke as far as coin per minute is concerned, because what Gaston does at SL6, he does in about 2.5 minutes. So you can expect to get 7, 8, 9,000 base coin with him in 2 minutes. And of course, when you look at coin earned per minute, Jedi Luke games can generally go for a lot longer than that, because you freeze the clock every time you use his ability. And of course, you're spamming that ability endlessly. So his games can last upwards of 12 minutes for a very good one. Gaston doesn't require that necessarily. 2.5 minutes to 4 minutes, you can get a ridiculous amount of coin with him. There's only one drawback to Gaston, that is that you need him at SL6 to get 100% of his capability. Anything less than that, even SL5, you're going to have to contend with the fact that you're not going to be able to spawn 100% Gaston Tsum Tsum on your screen. If that makes absolutely no sense to you, make sure to check out my Gaston videos to see how you can abuse his ability and to make sure you loop endlessly with only Gaston Tsum Tsum on your screen. Of course, there's multiple ways to play him. You can make shorter chains once in a while to try and get time bubbles to extend that gameplay, or you can always go for the 37 to 45 clears, because of course you only have Gaston on your screen, so it's going to be relatively easy to just make massive chains with only one Tsum Tsum type. So Gaston, very good, second best coin earner in the game still. Depending on how good you are with him compared to Jedi Luke, he might even be number 1. So the other Tsum Tsum in that box are also quite cool. I mean, Mike is a very useful coin earner as well, definitely 80th percentile in that regard. Pumbaa hasn't been around in a while. I think he's only been around twice as well. So if you're looking to complete your collections, make sure to get a copy of him. You also have Scar in that box, which is, he's always been a good coin earner. The original Simba is decent. He's got one of my favorite animations in the game. And of course, Bumblebee Pooh. He doesn't come around all that often. He's an older Tsum Tsum. So he's also a collectionist type Tsum if you want to complete, your collection. But if you master his ability, he can also be quite capable as far as coin earnings are concerned. And if you're looking for a challenge, he is certainly one of those skill-based Tsum Tsum you can take a look at. Crush is very good. Trump and Cruella de Vil have their uses. Happiness Rapunzel, quite capable as well. The third select box we're going to be taking a look at is going to have Officer Judy Hopps in there, and of course I like Judy. Judy always comes with a skill attachment to her ability, very useful. And of course you have Nick as well, really cool. They're not necessarily the best Tsum Tsum in the game. I would say they're mid-tier, like 60th to 70th percentile. Horned King is quite good. Jetpack Alien has many uses. If you need Tsum Tsum that generate a lot of green Tsum Tsum, or Tsum that you can link for, certain amounts of lengths or whatever. He makes a lot of Jetpack Aliens on screen, so making bubbles with him for the missions, all that good stuff is going to be very useful. Photographer Dumbo also has only been around twice, so if you need him for your collection, make sure to get him. Other than that, I think, of course, if you're looking for coin earners, there's 2 select boxes you should really aim for. It's going to be Jedi Luke as number 1, and of course Gaston number 2. But again, keep in mind that Gaston, you need him at SL6 to max him out. So if you don't have the funds for that, make sure you get at least 1 copy of Jedi Luke. Moving on now. We have so many videos on Jedi Luke. I don't want to spend another 5 minutes talking about him, even though we could. Being the number 1 means you can definitely talk about him. As far as the capsules are concerned, those are fantastic as well. I mean, I don't know what it is. Maybe the developers are getting lazy as far as generating, new ideas and things, but they're like, hey, all the best coin earners in the game, the top 5 coin earners in the game, why don't we just release them all in the same month? That capsule that just passed the screen is going to have Sheriff Woody. He's probably the 3rd or 4th best coin earner in the game. You're going to get 2 copies of him in there. Baymax 2.0 is pretty good. Mater and Lightning McQueen are really fun to play. Lightning McQueen is one of my favorite Tsum Tsum in the game, probably top 5, just because I like those abilities where you can aim them yourself. Sheriff Woody being one of those, of course. And, very efficient. You always get the skill ticket if you buy out the entire capsule. So if you have the funds for that, always do that. Skill tickets are the most valuable item in this game, especially if you're new. The newer you are to the game, the more valuable skill tickets are, because you have so many Tsum Tsum in your pool that if you have an item which lets you target one Tsum Tsum in particular, of course that's going to be incredibly valuable. So that's what skill tickets are. Make sure you get those. Sheriff Woody is, of course, as I mentioned, one of the best coin earners in the game as well. What he essentially does is he rides in a little buggy, and the good thing about that buggy is you can use gyro, tilt the screen to the right or to the left, depending on which hand you prefer, your dominant hand. And then you drive his buggy through the entire chunk of Tsum, which is most of them, when you tilt that phone using gyro. So, he's going to be hitting in the high to low 40s. Very, very powerful. The rest of that box capsule is quite good as well. The other capsule is going to have Young Jack, is going to have Pirate Mickey, Salazar. Again, those are very, very good coin earners. They might not be as good as they were upon their release when they were probably 80th or percentile or higher, but they're still very good. Even Davy Jones and Elizabeth Swan have their uses. Davy Jones is decent for coin, and Elizabeth Swan is kind of like Jetpack Alien, but I still think Jetpack Alien is a little bit better. But if you need a Tsum Tsum like Elizabeth Swan to make like a 40 plus chain or whatever, you have that option to you available now. She basically comes around quite a bit as well. So, if you don't have the funds for that, make sure you focus on the things that do matter, which is basically Gaston and Jedi Luke. So, those are all the Tsum Tsum we're going to be getting this month. August is going to be absolutely massive. I'm probably the only one that's salty we're not getting something new like Queen and or Marvel, because this is like the Hollywood all-star lineup right here. You will probably not see another month this good as far as coin earners are concerned. You literally have the top 3 best coin earners in the game waiting for you to purchase them. So again, if you are new to the game, this is the month that you want to basically spend everything you got. Make sure you get one of those and you learn them well, because they're not easy to use. Usually the best coin earners and or score earners in the game do have a certain skill level associated with them, except for Cinderella, who's super easy to play and also happens to be the best score earner in the game. As far as the event is concerned, it's going to be much of the same, guys. that has not changed in the 5 years that this game has been around. You're going to be doing the missions, making the chains, popping the large Tsum Tsum, making time bubbles, all that good stuff. Collect your pins, collect your premium box tickets, and move on with the select boxes, which is where all the action is at. Now, for those of you that are Ruby purchasers and basically contribute to the game in that regard and keep it going for the rest of us, the Ruby sales are posted on the carousel in the bottom middle there. So, check that out. You're going to be saving 20% on your purchases. But other than that, that's going to do it for me. I'm just here keeping my promise. I hope you guys have a fantastic August. I hope you get everything that you want. Any questions you might have about any of these Tsum Tsum, as always, leave them all in the comment section below. I will get to it as quickly as I can. I've been answering your questions even during my away time, and I intend to continue doing that. And other than that, also continue staying safe, also continue staying healthy. I wish you the best with your work, your school, whatever it is that you do in your private life. And other than that, again, good luck, have fun. That's why we play the games. I'm going to be tuning out. I hope you enjoyed this video. And as always, thank you so much for your likes, your subs, and your viewership. I appreciate you all very, very much. And I'll see you next time. Peace out.